Hi there, I'm Meghann Scully and this is the Limerick Post show coming to you from Catherine Street, where the Streetfeast is taking place as part of Riverfest weekend. There's fun and games, there's music, there's food, and there is so much going on. And now we're going to chat to some of the people who helped put this together and some familiar faces from Limerick. Haze and Michael, or I should say Hazey and Citrus, who welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us. Nice. Delighted to be here.
Now, you're going to be on stage in about an hour's time. We're going to get to the gig and Riverfest and everything. But tell me about, first of all, how you guys started making music.
Two very different stories, I think, there. Yeah. Will I? Go on. Since I'm the handsome one, I'll start.
Handsome, I was first.
Yeah. I started running gigs, I think, when I was 17. Basically, how it started was, I was always mad into my hip hop, and I was sick of not being able to go out because I was 17. Mm-hmm. So I said, F it. I started running my own club nights, and went up to. Do you ever remember the Blind Pig that was there on Fox's Walk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Approached Niall Dempsey, who was the owner at the time, and I had no DJing experience, no event promotion experience, and I was like, can I start a nice line through my teeth that I can do all this? And started that, and it became quite successful kind of as an underground thing. Mm-hmm. And then himself was doing his thing, actually performing and rapping and stuff. I was only DJing, and then I kind of got sick of watching him having all the fun, so started recording then last year, and here I am.
And here you are. So do you and you're together on stage today, so what can we expect? Like, it's obviously a family fun event here.
Yeah. Well, it's very explicit.
very.
They're probably not going to enjoy it at all, but we're going to have a lovely time.
We're going to scream.
Tell me what inspires your explicit music?
Surroundings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight up. Yeah. I'll be blatant through music because I feel that
I'm going to leave now and never come back. But sorry.
Yeah, I just think being blatant, because I think that, well, the last few years since I started doing it, like since 2013, and what annoyed me was that comedian Irish music would always be more, because Irish just love that thing, like, and my whole idea is not to be comedic at all, is to be very blatant, very straight, and say things that you don't want to hear, like, so
things that we see every day,
things you see every day. So when I'm being like blatant, and I scream as well, for the fact of going like, I'm not telling you lies, like, I'm telling you straight up, like, nothing is all that happy, like, have a good time, yeah, and all that, but life is very serious, like, in my eyes anyway, you know. That's what
Limerick's our favourite place in the world, but I think we try to portray like the dirty side of Limerick that we do, that we were reared around, and that we grew up around, and that we see every day of the week. Things like drug abuse and stuff, do you know what I mean? Like, when you're walking around the road, is the one man for the tell you about literally seeing like empty trays of Xanax and stuff on the floor, do you know, needles and stuff like that, and just
everywhere, like, just surrounded by it. But that's the whole, I think it's like that's what influences is that, so you can portray that then as well in a nicer light. Like, I'm the only person from the island, like, not me and two of the boys started like 3 or 4 years ago, and we're literally the only musicians down there, like, I mean the only people, like, we're the first people to ever have a product to sell from St Mary's Park, like, ever, like, instead of drugs, like, I'm talking about actual something, you know. But it's lovely, I think, and now young fellas are even down there and they're like, when's your next video, or how do I start doing this and how do you do that? So it's like, influence is beautiful, I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that's part of the good from it is coming. You're showing these young guys growing up that, you know, there's
you
so
don't
many
have
other
to
things
be,
you can do and other
you
avenues.
don't have to just get locked up or sell drugs, like, you could do something, like, you know, that kind of a thing, like.
There kinds to be, well, from our side, I'd be from Thornley, like, and he'd be from St Mary's Park, but like, from our side of things, you're kind of given, not to be exaggerating, but it kind of seems like you're kind of given 3 choices growing up, and it's getting locked up, selling drugs, or dead. Do you know what I mean?
Or you could be good at sport as well.
Or you could be good at sport as well. I don't like rugby though, so.
No, don't like rugby. Do you follow it at all? No,
not
my
at all.
father and brother now are die-hard sports fans, like, but no, I can't.
You wouldn't watch the semi-final now just for the sake of getting on the bandwagon?
I wouldn't even watch it. I wouldn't be listening to him scream at a screen.
I'd kick the bandwagon apart.
Now, moving on, of course, the reason we are here is the Streetfeast that's happening in Catherine Street as part of Riverfest.
Kind of depressing, the whole podcast.
Let's go back to the family event.
Yeah.
What do you look like? What do you think? Like, you've arrived to your head of it. There's already some acts on. You're not on for another hour or so. But what do you think of the atmosphere around it? And
buzz is on,
really.
Yeah. Like, it's amazing, and it really goes to show. Just as we talking about the negative side of Limerick, there, this is the absolutely like
positive,
the most positive. As in, look at, I know you can't see it right now, but it's a fairly beautiful side out there. It's literally everyone from all corners of Limerick, and Limerick is the one place I found around Ireland where everyone, it's like a big family in the sense of, if I don't know you, if I'm walking down William Street and I don't know the person in front of me, I guarantee I know someone that they know, or I guarantee they know someone I know. I guarantee Limerick's a village, like, as much as it's a city, it's a village. But that's the sense of community here is ridiculous. Like, it's
That's what I love most about Limerick is when I'm walking around the streets, you'll bump into people even that you might know from you can know them from music.
Yeah,
like I usually meet people from tag rugby, and then suddenly you're just like, gee, how are you getting on? And then that suddenly turns into coffee, and then suddenly you realise you're great friends with them. So that's the one thing I think Limerick has a lot of places in Ireland don't have, is that sense of community and said friendship, and the fact that like you could nearly go out on your own in Limerick and you still have the best night. You see and make loads of friends.
I think it's brilliant. Well, ever since I started doing music in the last year, like I'll often go down to Pharmacy a $5, like an actual $5. I'd fall out of there, literally fall out of there. Like everyone just is just so well, to me anyway, everyone is real nice, you know. But it took myself to become positive for positive to happen, you know, that kind of thing. Like, you know, it's like 2 or 3 years ago I wouldn't even go to that public unless I was, because I wouldn't get in, I wouldn't be allowed in. So then I started playing in pubs, and now it's just part of my life now. You know, it's mad, like it's lovely.
There's nothing true about Limerick. The music scene's incredible. Like the music scene is just
Limerick
on the rise.
has probably the biggest underground music scene in the entire country. I'd say one of the biggest in Europe.
Leave a hold of it by the neck.
But like the fact that like Irish hip hop is a fairly new phenomenon, I would say, in the last couple of years. You've the likes of the lads up in Dublin, like Softboy Records, Kojak, and all the boys down in Cork. They're at Elixir up in Belfast. But like, it's the fact that never in the history of Limerick has there been more than one hip hop gig in a year, and now there's 6 of them in a week.
So many of them.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's lovely.
Every night.
Yeah. But it's lovely.
Killing us.
And
It's killing us slowly.
to big ourselves up a small bit. It's lovely that I'm very proud that we had a hand in actually helping build that platform. Do you know what I mean? And having that platform there for, like, odds if me and him get nowhere with it, there's still more of a chance of the next generation of young fellas.
But we will. Don't be thinking like that.
But to take the actual
don't never say
absolute positive out of it. I like it's nice being seen as somewhat of a positive influence.
Well,
you know?
and as you said, to be part of it when it was you're part of the rise of it as well. You said you're involved and you're like the founder, so it's amazing. I have to ask now, lads, what is the plan for the summer? We're only just getting started. I'm sure you're very busy now.
Festival season really. We have like, what's it, 4 festivals?
5 festivals we're playing, as far as I know.
We had to cancel 2, so that made me feel very good about myself.
Oh wow!
That I could actually cancel 2.
Yeah, too busy. Sorry,
sorry.
It was really nice though. It was really nice.
My debut EP is coming out on Friday, on the 10th of May, on all streaming platforms. That's my big thing now at the moment. Launching on Spotify. Early Days, Late Nights by Citrus Fresh. 5 tracks. The best thing you'll ever hear in your life. It's alright, it's mediocre at best.
Yeah, I'm going to drop in 2 EPs in early August, late July. It's Misha and Unsha, about 18-20 tracks, and there's 5 features on 1 track. There's only features.
That's a symphony, mate. That's not a funny EP,
it's a movement, that song. It's 6 minutes long.
You made yourselves very busy for the summer between bringing out music and the festivals and everything. Will you get a bit of downtime then in September? No?
Oh, there's no downtime.
That's kind of, the summer kind of is our downtime, because that's when September is when students come back, and that's our market, like it's students and that's
like we just started our own label as well there recently.
PX Music.
Unreal.
So people should definitely look that up and have a look at that. Yeah.
I'm going to have to come to I'll obviously watch you now today, but I must come to one of your underground gigs.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely
100%. Oh, we get you in there, we get the whole lot of you in there. We'll scream at you then instead of children for a while.
Better for us, we know your faces.
Right, something I'm doing in the show now, and I'm going to do it with everyone, is I want to ask you, and you can both answer separately or together, what is your favourite thing about Limerick?
We take it separate, I think.
I'm
going to block my ears.
I'm Limerick. I am a Limerick person. Without Limerick, I'm not me, so I love Limerick because it makes me me. Do you know?
I love that.
I hadn't even heard you say that, so I said the same thing.
Really, yeah.
My favourite thing about, do you know what my favourite thing about Limerick is? Limerick will always have a lovely place. Limerick is my favourite place in the whole world. As in, where I'm living in Thomingate, when I look out my backyard, I can see the Shannon out my back garden. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's literally the most scenic place in the world for me. And like we were saying a while ago, the sense of community, and all my family's here. I mean, I don't mean my immediate family, I mean this fool, I mean all the lads that we're working with, Rocky and the lads downstairs, all the lads we're gigging with. And again, I don't care what anyone says, we've got the best music scene in the whole country, so that's my favourite thing. All those things are my favourite things.
Heard it here first. Hazey and Citrus, thank you so much. Have a great time at the Riverfest weekend at Streetfeast here in Catherine Street, and thanks so much for joining me.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it's great, the Street Feast today. So obviously we had the one last year as well. I was here, and we're kind of building on it. But for the bank holiday Monday, it's just a nice atmosphere. Everyone was a big buzz yesterday for the race. People were participating and maybe rehydrating after the race last night into the early hours. So I think everybody's just coming along now to the Street Feast and just kind of, it's a bit chilled out, having some food, listening to music, but on the street. So we only live around the corner. So myself and my son Thomas, we just walk down. But it's nice to see people out and about, not sitting at home behind closed doors, sitting on the couch watching TV. Get out, meet the neighbours, hang out, chill out. So it's great.
I think the great thing as well, which a lot of people have said about today, is that the kids are all out there playing with chalk and with games, and they're not on their phones and iPads, and they're all like everyone's mixing together. There's loads of dogs out there. Everyone's just there's one big table with so many people who were strangers this morning, are all sitting together having a nice time, listening to you said all the music and everything. Yeah, and it's how do you generate a community spirit? So you can't have a community spirit if everyone's sitting at home on their couch. So get out, meet your neighbours, draw on the street, play games on the street. Those people playing board games, people just sitting out in the sun. I think the weather helps. If it was raining, it might be more of a challenge, but it is Ireland. But you just got to do these things, and I think we should do more of them. I know Cian actually mentioned to me earlier that we should be able to get like one of those little kind of a little roof put over one of these streets, pedestrianise it, and then have this like every weekend. Yeah, or even if it was once a month that we close off a particular street, or we move it around and do different streets. We're trying to encourage more people to live in the city centre, and I think things like today really help to show what is possible. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And fair play to the Livable Limerick guys. They've been driving this on, and I fully support what they're trying to do. I said we've lived in the city centre for nearly 20 years. Before it was hipster to live in the city centre, and it's just, you can just see it coming on, and it's great. I'd love to see more of this. And now, of course, I said Riverfest is coming to a close. How did you get on all weekend? What were your highlights? It was great. It was a really busy weekend, but great fun. So yesterday, in reverse order, with the run was great. We had so many people out on the street being, active and energetic and healthy. I had great fun with Darren Ash doing the Zumba at the start of the 10K. I know he just got the whole crowd going before they went. Yeah, I didn't realise. Oh wow. I thought he was great. That was good. And I was at the start, so as people were heading off, there was lots of high fives as they were going. We were there at the finish for the winner of the full marathon. We found out afterwards that it was a new course record as well. But it was just afterwards in the street, and people had their medals on, and they were walking around and taking photos, and there was lots of good causes. So people asked me to take photos with them just to raise awareness. People running for charities and for different reasons, and we saw lots of local charities that were out as well that were here. But after the race, I went up and I presented the medals to the sanctuary runners. So they've been running for a couple of weeks. So they're all people that are in direct provision here in Limerick. So I went up and we met them opposite your offices, actually, the Grove building, opposite E, and presented some medals to them, which was great. Rushed home, changed my clothes, and ended up on the river with the Limerick Dragons. I was an honorary dragon for the day. I've grown up in the water more on the coast of West Clare in summers when I was a teenager and things. And yesterday was the first time that I was actually on the water in the Shannon in Limerick City. And it was great. So it was ideal conditions. The river was flat calm. The sun was shining a little bit too much. I think I got too much sun. I should have taken you up on your offer of some sun factor earlier on in the day. But it was great, and it was great to see all the Limerick ladies that were out there, and we actually had great crack. It was good fun. And again, back home, quick change, and back down for the fireworks down on Arthur's Quay, and also for Fidget Feet. So Chantal and Jim were jokingly trying to get me up on one of the rigs, and I politely declined. So I would much prefer to be on firm ground, looking up at them with the fireworks. Oh, it's amazing the stuff they do. I have to say, the whole night last night, everything about it was just magical. The music, as I said, the performers, and the fireworks alone. I think it has been an absolutely unbelievable Riverfest this year. Yeah, it was great. And even on Friday, we had crazy golf at the Hump Museum. I was with the Limerick Autism Group. I'd met them previously at Thomond Park as well, so I dropped by to say hello, which was good fun. They had a chill out zone with the Arts and Crafts Fair, with the big wheel in the potato market. So we kind of stretched it out. The Artisan Food Fair Festival in Arts Quay Park was just phenomenally popular again.
I know there was queues, so maybe that's something we need to look at the logistics of next year. It was the same last year, so we need to learn from that. So do you expand out the site again because there's so many people that want to get in. And some of the things I didn't make it to, unfortunately, I didn't make it to Rourke-na-Howan in St Mary's Cathedral on Friday night. I didn't make it up to the Opera in the Sailors' Home. I didn't make it to Dermot and Dave out in University Concert Hall, which I'll get to see them again. Hopefully they'll come back. But there was just so much on. I tried to make as much as I could, but it was great. I just wished every weekend in Limerick was like Riverfest.
I know. I think there's definitely a bit of kind of, chance out here maybe to get more festivals going and to kind of bring in the festival atmosphere, because, I think it just shows that weekends like this, the thousands and thousands of people that have come into the city and have become part of Limerick, even people who aren't even from Limerick have ventured down here for it. So I think more festivals, the merrier.
Yeah, and the next bank holiday weekend, the June bank holiday weekend, we've got Live at the Docklands, so I've been working with Mick Dolan on that, and we got some good acts coming in, new venue, new marquee, down on the docks, right down on the river, some good music, and again, it's about attracting people from outside of Limerick to come in, putting on entertainment for people that live here, but also attracting people that are coming in. And we can see from the ticket sales, now that it's all done online, where people are buying their tickets. And I think we have another good bank holiday weekend to look forward to in June.
I'm so excited, I can't wait for it. Now, I've been asking everyone this question. It's probably a very hard question for you, and if you can give us one answer, it would be great. What's your favourite thing about Limerick?
What's my favourite thing about Limerick? It's a cliche, but I think it's the people, and it is really special. And we brought M&C Saatchi into Limerick to rebrand Limerick and to maybe change the perception of people outside. And I asked them, I said, what's the most special thing that they find about Limerick? And it was the people. So they actually gave us a clip for the Mayor's Ball that we put up on the screen, and that was what they said. We've got some really interesting characters. We've got some really creative people. We can see them all around us this weekend. And unfortunately, in the past, we tended to lose them. They tended to have to leave Limerick, maybe to further their careers or to broaden their horizons. But what we need to do is create a Limerick to give an option that they can come back. So if they want to stay, great. If they want to go and travel, go travel. But we want to create a really cool place that they can come and stay and have a really cool life here in Limerick.
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely that way, and it's getting more like that now. Mary James Collins, thanks so much for chatting to us today.
Okay, thank you.
Hey there, it's Meghann Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show, brought to you from the Commercial on Catherine Street, where Streetfeast is taking place for the final day of Riverfest. I'm now joined by Rory and Joel, proper micro NV. Lads, how are you?
Hello, good.
Very good.
Really good.
Now, I arrived just as you were setting up and taken to the stage. I have to say, so much energy now. I've seen your work before, absolutely incredible. How was that? You were one of the first guys to kick off the Street Feast.
Yeah, we were second on. It was good. It was really good. There's a lot of people out there already, which is really nice. Really good fun. We don't do many. It's I'd say maybe third outside of festivals. Probably our second outdoor gig and our first street gig, we'll say. But it was good. Really good.
Isn't the atmosphere around town just electric?
Excellent. Yeah, really excellent. Last few days have been incredible. One of the busiest Riverfest I've experienced anyway. It seems to have increased over the years. So.
I was going to say, now, did you get to enjoy much Riverfest, or were you kind of saving yourselves for today?
Well, we were around for a little bit yesterday evening. We caught the fireworks and everything, but before that we were away. We were in London, so we kind of missed a lot of it, unfortunately. Yeah. But we caught the fireworks yesterday. We caught today, and we're gonna stay out for the evening.
I think
and see how we get on.
You know what, even though it's the last year Riverfest, I feel like everyone is still, even though it's kind of chilled vibes, I think everyone's a bit no, I think I'll stay out one more night of it.
Yeah. Work isn't until tomorrow anyway.
Short week as well, it'll be grand. Now, talk to me a little about on stage, because I know you have your masks and stuff, and tell me about that and what that's all about.
I don't even know myself what it's all about. I started doing it. I think at the start I didn't really do it, did I? No. And then after a while, one thing, I think it was the mask was the first thing, started to use that, and then this big fluffy thing started to be used, and then it just kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So now we have a problem transporting all the stuff. It would originally fit into one suitcase. The stuff I use today, I probably use maybe 1/8 of what I usually have for longer shows. We
have an excess of fabrics.
Yeah, a lot of fabrics, a lot of fabrics. But I don't really know what it's about. It's just part of a performance. I suppose in a way there's a bit of a theatre aspect to the performance, a bit of drama. Sometimes drama and music go hand in hand,
I'd have to agree. And to tell you about Proper Micro MV, the name.
It was called, the original name of the project was NV, so the two letters NV. I was with a German label at the time who came when I signed. They came to me and said there is already a band in Italy called NV. so you need to change it. And apparently they were known in Germany or something like that. It was some sort of conflict of something. So naturally, the natural progression was just call it proper micro envy, and I still don't quite know where it came from, but it came from somewhere.
Well, a bit of random trivia. Westlife, that wasn't the original name.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they were West Side.
Well, we're up there with the stars then, aren't we?
There was already West Side, yeah. They had to change their name last minute. They originally were, that's a true
There
story.
we have it.
And she looked at now their 20-year reunion.
Who knows? That could be us in a few years.
Yeah.
You know what you're saying about the theatrical thing? But is there any certain stages that you're would love to go perform at? Even somewhere like an actual theatre that doesn't necessarily have music gigs?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't really know, really. The Coliseum. there's this. I don't know. I don't really know.
They're kind of cool, just because you're saying.
It would be, no, it's So a place that doesn't usually do gigs, like Shakespeare's Globe or something like that.
Highgarden in Galway, or that's your usual
a beach.
That's something else.
Something to think about. I'll come back to you on that one.
Good too.
Yeah.
Now, something I've been asking all my guests I will be going through the show is, what is your favourite thing about Limerick and why?
Music scene, no question. Just the rise of it the last few years has been huge, and like we said earlier, it's the music scene for me. Yeah, I would say.
For me, that would have to be Chicken Hut.
Hey!
Yeah, they deal perfection in the form of gravy.
You know what? That stuff needs to be put into jars and sold. Chicken Hut gravy, Dan, Joe, you're the first one to say that too.
Oh, great!
He's trying to get some free vouchers, I think.
Yeah.
You know where he is.
Lads, thank you so much, Proper Mike and Vita. I wish you all the best for the summer, and we'll keep an eye on your social media to see what's been going on in London and these stuff you can't tell us about just yet. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming to you live from the commercial on Catherine Street, where Streetfeast is taking place. It is, of course, the final day of the Riverfest Festival, and I'm joined by Arts and Culture Officer Sheila Deegan. Sheila, thank you for coming on the show.
You're very welcome, Meghann. How are you?
I'm good, and I have to ask, how are you? Are you exhausted, or are you...
Well, my knee feels like I did the run, but I didn't. But it's just from all the kind of standing around and watching people and just understanding how people are moving around the city, and everybody seems to have found their own journey over the weekend, whether they came out and supported the run, or whether they were in the park or the fireworks or the barbecue or watching the river. There were people in the river, on the river, around the river. It's just been this phenomenal sort of montage of people enjoying their city.
I found that for me this weekend, I was afraid to miss out on anything, so I kept as soon as I got into my apartment, I have to get back out again, just in case I miss anything. And I found I was exploring parts of the city that I'd never usually explore, and going places maybe that I haven't gone before, even though I'm here a couple of years. It's just, I think that's the great thing of Riverfest. You just kind of really put on your comfy shoes and just walk,
yeah.
And just see where you end up.
And this year, and I have to say, credit where credit was due, lots of clubs and associations and organisations got involved, and they have parts and pockets of the city that are almost like secret locations. So if you take the back of the Corrigar Boat Club and where the swim was, and then again last night for the fireworks, they were out celebrating in that piece of land, and it's another perspective. And like that, even though you're from Limerick, you say, oh my God, how come I never saw that before? So the anglers are out today down between Musgraves and Richmond Rugby Club. Again, another kind of secret hidden part of Limerick down on the canal, fishing. So I'm going to head down there because I have the plaque for the winner in the boot of my car. But the Shannon Rowing Club, and of course by extending from the potato market all the way up to the docks, people really, really embrace that this year, I think. The footprint,
amazing. Even I find walking around the place, I said, in your comfy shoes, and the sense of community. And I had a few musicians on here a while ago, and that's what they said, how Limerick is, even though it's a city, it's almost like that small village feel. You can walk everywhere, everyone's so friendly, everyone's so chatty, and I think Riverfest now has really just almost multiply that to maybe people that aren't from Limerick. I think a lot of people that came in from around this weekend will see the sense of community that is here in Limerick City.
And Riverfest, the village down in Arthur's Quay Park, people might be worried about the queues, but that's what happens. People who get into the park don't want to leave because they're doing exactly what you're saying. They're just sitting and talking to people, and it's kind of like this, you set aside all of your cares and worries and you sit and you enjoy what Riverfest is offering you. And it's the same here with Streetfest. What I love here though this morning is the kids have chalk and Lego, no instructions, and there they are just flying it sorry, excuse me, using games that when you think of all the things that they do these days and all the complicated nature of it and the simplicity of what they're doing out there today is just fantastic.
It's very old school in a way. I feel like I have actually stepped back to my childhood, and I like that's what you'd go out and all your parents would sit at one table while all the kids would hang out together. The real sense of safety around you as well, which is lovely, and I think everyone's really relaxed, and it's the perfect way to spend a bank holiday in one day.
Absolutely. In fact, I forgot that it was Monday, because it has that kind of easy feeling of a Sunday or a lazy Saturday kind of thing. But yeah, I just love what you're saying. Like, you see the hopscotch and you go, oh God, they'll never know how to do that. But actually, nobody's showing them and they're just hopping along. So it must be an innate thing that we know how to do hopscotch.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. Of course, the live music as well. I don't know, Rocky's put a lot of work into it. And I was saying to John Moran that, like, we were, surely we could maybe make this an event more often, Streetfeast, like once a month or something. Because I just think it's incredible. And a lot of people on social media have been talking about it. I had people message me this morning saying, what's going on today? And I was like, get yourself down to Catherine Street. And I spotted a few people down there now, and I'm like, it's just so lovely and wonderful to see so many people coming together.
Again, wanting to gather together and be together, which is testament to, as you say, the community spirit of Limerick. And we're not that bad, really.
Pretty good. Now, Sheila, something I'm doing the show and I'm asking all my guests is, what is it you love most about Limerick?
Well, I'm from Limerick. Limerick has been good to me. It's given me everything I've wanted in my life. It's given me education, a family, work, and now this job that I love and feel very privileged to do. But of course it has to be the people, because when you meet Limerick people, they can they make it real. They make it real when you're talking to them, and people are very proud of their history, even though it might be through tragedy or take Ranks, for example. My father worked there. It closed in 1983. He was only a young man. He had a young family, but he still takes great pride in what that represented in his working life. So I think it's the people and the pride that we have.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Sheila, Deegan, thank you so much for chatting to me today.
You're welcome.
Coming to you live from the commercial on Catherine Street, where Streetfeast is taking place as part of Riverfest. I'm joined by John Moran of Liverpool Limerick. Now, we did talk about this a few days ago, and we're here now. We're in the middle of it. It is just unbelievable. You must be so proud.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's so unbelievable to see it. The rain is held off. That's the important thing. But it's just amazing. As somebody said, you just gave a bunch of Lego blocks and stuff to kids, and they just play. I mean, you don't have to give them any rules. They're just actually hanging out and having fun. Then there's some adults having fun as well, I think, with the band here and stuff like that.
Do you think it's lovely to see is that kids are, as you said, they're playing with games. They're not on phones and on iPads. They're actually out there playing old-fashioned games, like mixing together. Parents are chilled out. It's a really relaxed vibe. I think just what we need on the last day of Riverfest.
Exactly. Everyone's so tired. It was so funny this morning when we were doing the setup. We had all these people. Great credit to Ivan Shaw. He's been brilliant. But he was suffering a little bit from his run, I think, last night.
Did he?
He did beat me, mind you, on the run. He got ahead of us.
I did see you at the start line. Now, right? I have to say
you should say it's at the finish line. We were there at the finish line too.
It was great. Now, as you said, the weather all weekend has been mighty. That's why I think today though was just perfect, because everyone is a little bit tired, a little bit lethargic, and now we can just listen to some really good local music and have some amazing food. And as you said, it's a sense of community here. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, the only people I feel really sorry for, I have to thank the Perry Hotel across the road. But there's a bunch of kids doing maths grinds inside there at the moment with the band outside, because we were taking all their chairs and tables out and we had to take them out. And I'm just feeling so sorry for those kids, because remember what it was like trying to do maths, and then there's a really cool band playing outside in the Streetfeast. You just want to be outside, right?
Oh yeah, I'd have to say maths are my strong point, so that's tough going for them. So tell me this now, what's next for Liverpool Limerick after this?
I think we just have to make these a series, right? We just have to start doing these every bank holiday weekend or something like that, right?
I think once a month. I'm going to put it out there. I think once a month on Catherine Street, that this should be happening.
It's funny how things change, right? Because I remember when we started this, we can't do this. You can't shut the street down, it causes traffic. Now the council are fully on board. I've had one of our councillors come up and tell me today that apparently they passed a motion, which I missed, only a couple of weeks ago, to start thinking about putting Catherine Street into a pedestrian zone on Saturdays and Sundays. And it's just that little bit extra. You can just show people how it's happening. They come, they see this, they see people enjoying it, and it's a way of changing minds, right?
Oh, unbelievable! I have to say, I think as well this whole Riverfest and everything that's been taking place across the city has just been spectacular.
Yeah, and the brilliant thing about it is so many people come from outside Limerick as well. Yeah. And they see that this is a city that's really moving, and it's really getting a good vibe at this stage. And as you said, they're all local bands outside. Last year, I think we had to arm twist 3 bands to come. This year, there's 10. I don't know how many we'll have next time we do it.
Seriously? floor. There's music all day long, and there's just bands, and there's like, and what I love as well is I was out there a while ago, and the musicians are all here supporting each other as well. They're not just coming playing a set and heading off. They're all actually staying around, and they're soaking up some festival atmosphere as well. So I think the sense of community is just the strongest thing right now.
It is, and one of the things I really loved it as well when you watch it, and I noticed this in the photos the last time when you kind of look back, is the diversity of the people that we have now. I mean, everybody's out there. There's a whole community. They're really just mixing. It's not just, you know, the people like me who grew up in Limerick. It's like now there's a couple of guys hanging out in their front door, next door. They're just brought their chairs down. They're just watching it all, and it's happening in their neighbourhood.
I have to say the smell of food is just wafting in through the window right now.
I've had a great burger. It's great. Like,
I can't wait to get down there. John Moran, thank you so much for chatting to us today.
One thing I'd like to do before I go is Rocky has been an absolute brilliant. I mean, you know, you said we're here in the commercial bar. I mean, that's a man that's taken over a business downtown and really knows what it is to actually change a neighbourhood. And he's been brilliant. He was here early this morning. He'll probably be here late tonight, helping to get going and just like organising the bands. And he deserves a real, like, you know,
he's incredible.
thumbs up.
And even have to say, this studio setup here, I'm loving it so much. I was like to Rocky, he's like, I hope you don't mind, we might be coming back more than once.
Okay. Well, we'll have Streetfeast, hopefully more than once, and we'll be coming back.
Streetfeast once a month, and then we'll do the show live from here every month. Makes sense?
Perfect. Well, the best of luck at that.
That's a deal. John, thank you so much for
Bye.
chatting.
Thanks.
Well, that's it for our Limerick Post Show Riverfest special. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know we certainly did. A big thanks to the team. And remember, hit subscribe and hit the bell button so you can keep up to date with all our Limerick Post Show videos. And remember, it's the Limerick Post, keeping Limerick posted.